Amelia from the blog unorganizedcrazyperfection.weebly.com, and today is leftover revamp day, where I take a leftovers, a meal from the night before or whatever, and I make it into a new meal. And today we are going to be using roast beef. Now you can use roast beef in a lot of different recipes, and I'll be telling you a few other ones throughout the video. But today we're going to be turning roast beef into empanadas. So I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started. Okay, so first thing I have the roast beef, and I soaked it in a mixture of, I kind of cut it up last night, and I soaked it in a mixture of chili powder, cumin, and I just kind of cut it up a little bit, and I put just a little tiny bit of vinegar in it, just a little bit, and I used red wine, probably like a half of a teaspoon, if not smaller amount, just to help soften the meat a little bit. Because my roast beef last night, it was delicious, but it was just a little bit dry. So I wanted to go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a saucepan, and not try to spill it everywhere, and go ahead and put it in that saucepan. Now I'm going to let this simmer down and break apart on its own for a little bit, and once most of the liquid is gone, we can use it as our filling. And as that gets going, go ahead and turn it on. As that gets going, we're going to go ahead and make our empanada filling. Or not filling, I cannot talk today. Empanada dough. Very easy to make. And you take, this is 1/4 cup of water, and you want to use maza. It comes in a 4.4 pound sack. I get mine at Aldi's. I know they sell that like Walmart. And you want to add 2 cups of water to this, or 2 cups of maza mix to this. I believe I'm looking. 2 cups. And you also want to add this is 1/4 teaspoon of salt, so I am just going to add a pinch of salt. I'm not going to really measure it. You can't really see what I'm doing, can you? There we go. It's a little better. Pinch of salt. And then you just mix that together. If I can find my mixer. Okie dokie. So that's what it looks like when you add the water and salt to it, and you just want to go ahead and mix these together until it starts to form dough. Sorry if the lighting's just a little too dark, and if it is too dry, you kind of want to smush it into each other though, because just to get the moisture. Let's read the instructions. Okay, so, and probably the best thing to do at this point is just to use your hand, just to kind of smash it together. It almost reminds me of a pie dough. But you do want it to be able to form balls. If it's a little too dry, which this feels just a titch too dry, you can just add a little bit of water. And when I say a little bit, I mean a very little bit. You're supposed to use like a teaspoon at a time. So if we're just going to add a couple of splashes there, and I'm just going to knead it into the dough. And I think that's pretty good. I have made empanadas before, but that's pretty good dough, I think. Yeah, that feels good. I'm going to try to make a little bit bigger ones tonight. We'll see. Okay, so you need to... We're going to divide these into... These are going to be kind of bigger empanadas than we're normally used to. So we have to divide them into 10 similar balls, like similar sized balls. So we're just going to keep doing half sections and form them into balls. Do another half section until I get them pretty even. Not perfect, but pretty even. Until I get 10 of them. So I have 8. And then I take the bigger ones that are just a little bit bigger and make them all the same size, mix the last 2. This one's a little bit bigger. See how this one's a little bigger? Just add a little bit from each one to it. Okay. It's still pretty big. So when you have 10 balls, you want to roll them nice and flat. And then you want to roll them out. Or you can keep them like this until you're ready to roll them out. So I'm going to keep them like this, and while my stuff's finished cooking, my roast beef, which it will take a while to simmer, I'm going to go ahead and grate my cheese. And I always use block cheese, if you don't know that already, and I just grate it by hand, and you just want about a cup to a cup and a half of cheese, or I'm just using like, I don't know, a third of a block of cheese, because that's what I have on hand. Ooh. Simmer that down a little bit. Sorry about that. I was checking the food. So it looks like mine's only about a cup. I can always add more though. And I just throw those chunks in there. So it's only about a cup. I might add some more depending on when the mixture gets done. Okie dokie. So while that finished cooking, I am going to talk about what other things you can use to repurpose. I'm going to move you guys up here. Okay, so roast beef leftovers can be used in a lot of different ways, right? So I'm going to talk about a few different ways. I'm sorry, I'm going to stir this really quick. I'm going to get it cut up a little bit. So they can be used in a lot of different ways. Roast beef can. One way to use roast beef is to make beef and noodles, tamales. We're making empanadas, which are, they're not tamales, but they're kind of around the same, I guess, food group. I don't know what you, like, they have a lot of the same ingredients. They have the maza. That's why we love tamales, and we like empanadas because they remind us of tamales, if that makes sense. Also, you can get corn tortillas, warm these up, put some roast beef in there, sour cream, hot sauce, a little bit of cheese, maybe some lettuce and tomato. Delicious tacos. They make amazing tacos. So, actually, I'm not a huge fan of just roast beef and potato and carrots. I made that last night for my husband, but I had them with the corn tortillas, white corn tortillas. So there's all different kinds of things you can use roast beef for. Barbecue sandwiches is another one of our favorite ways to reuse it. But today we're making empanadas, and as soon as this gets done cooking, I will show you. I'm going to try to use this bad boy. I've never used it before. My mom got it for me, so I'm pretty excited to try it out and see how it works. Fingers crossed. And we're just going, as soon as these get done cooking, I will be back. Okay, so I shredded the meat after I simmered it down and let it cool. I added the cheese and some like pico de gallo salsa type stuff that my husband makes. And I'm just going to mix everything together. Get a good blend of it all. The cheese and the meat. Now these are not traditional empanadas, just to throw that out. This is just how we use our leftover roast because we think they're delicious. Okay, and once that is mixed, you set that aside, and you're going to go ahead and start just work the dough ball. Now we made 10. The recipe calls to make 20, but ours are going to be a little bit bigger this time. And we're just going to flatten it in between some wax paper. And we're going to use a rolling pin to make it thinner. There we go. Now you guys can see it a little bit better. Sorry, the lighting sucks. I find using wax paper to roll these out is a lot better than trying to just roll them out. That's the oil boiling. We're going to go ahead and turn it down a little bit. We're going to fry ours tonight. Let's see if this is the right shape. It needs to be a little bit flatter. Now, I've never used an empanada like press, so we'll see how this works. Okay. I usually just do it by hand. Ooh, it's really thin. It's going to fall apart on me. Hope not. Too bad. I'm going to go ahead and spray this with some oil. I've never used this, so we'll see how it works. Put my dough right there. It's like kind of falling apart on me. Don't know if this is going to work well. Okay. So I have my dough. Should I spoon some of this in the middle? leave some room, and then we're just going to close it. See if this works. Crush it out. I guess take the excess off. Oh. Hey, it kind of worked. Look at that. That looks pretty good, actually. See? I'm just going to kind of smush the edges a little bit better. My dough did kind of crack a little bit. And we just fry these up. And I just have some hot oil that I'm going to throw these into as I get them done. And my husband's going to turn them for us. And let's try another one. Just going to show you about 2 of them, and then we'll continue doing them, and I'll show you the end result. My workspace is kind of small today. Just roll it up to kind of get it warm again. The oil's getting loud. Okay. Go ahead. Mash it out, roll it out. That's not very circular, is it? Redo that a little bit. I'm really bad at rolling shapes out. Okay, that's pretty good. I wonder if this would work better if I put like this on the top of it. I don't know. I might try to use the fill it. So works. Yummy stuff. Mash it down. Oh yeah, that works a lot better. Look at that. And I'm just going to take the edges off of it. I like that a lot better. Okay. So there is the other big one, and we're just going to pop it in the fryer, and I'll show you the end result. This is a great way to reuse leftover roast. Okay, this is what they look like when they are done. Really nice and crispy. It's not burnt. It kind of looks burnt on the camera, but it's not. It's just darker. And they're all nice and gooey and cheesy. Look at that. It looks delicious. You should have a side of sour cream, and you're good to go. The roast I had left ended up making 8 big empanada type things, and it's absolutely delicious. And I hope this there we go. Now you can see it a little bit better because the light, I was not blocking it. I hope this recipe or leftover revamp gave you some ideas on how to use leftover roast, and thank you for watching, and hopefully next week I'll be able to do another one. See the dogs down there, they think they need something, don't you guys? Hi puppies. Hi. Okay, we'll see you later.